Hey guys, welcome to this new video, and this is my submission for Automate November for the Pabbly Connect group. And this time I'm going to show you how to assess students' work automatically using OpenAI GPT-4. As some of you know, I'm an English teacher, so I get submissions from students all the time. And I've created an automation to assess students' writing tasks automatically. In another video, I created a workflow to automate the process of creating the document, sharing it with a student, sending them an email at the end, and so on. But with this new automation, I simplify all that workflow and I make it completely automatic, so I don't have to do absolutely anything, which is great because you can earn some passive income by providing answers to students and feedback to students, and using only OpenAI and other tools, as we will see here. So the tools I've needed for this automation are the following. Paperform, which is my favorite form builder, but you can use any form builder as long as it integrates with Pabbly Connect. OpenAI, and you need an API key. Google Drive, Google Slides. I'm pretty sure you can use Google Docs as well, but I prefer to do it with slides as I'm more used to that. Gmail, and obviously Pabbly Connect to connect all of these different apps. And here is the workflow, which is really simple this time. It's only like 5 steps. So first of all, the students will submit their work through a form on Paperform. Then this data gets sent to the different apps through Pabbly Connect via webhook. Then we have OpenAI, which processes the text. And as we will see in the workflow in a minute, it will take 2 steps. Okay, that's because the report that I'm sending to the students is a particular, well, it has like 3 pages, and I want to provide some of the feedback on a different page. So I need 2 steps for OpenAI. Then we need the document that we're going to be using. And in this case, I'm going to be using Google Slides. I've created a template there, as we'll see in a minute. And then an email gets sent to the customer. Okay, I've added here an optional step, which is a delay of 24 hours or maybe 48 hours, because obviously if you send this kind of feedback to students in 1 or 2 minutes, they're going to know that you're not actually marking the piece of writing, and they're going to suspect that you're using AI, which is the truth, but we don't want them thinking that, do we? So I'll just jump to the Pabbly Connect workflow to explain exactly how I've done this. First of all, I've created a form in Paperform. In this case, it's very simple, just for the demo purposes, where I've included the name of the student, a field for the email address, and then for the writing, okay, which is the main thing here, I've created an optional field with the writing instructions. So normally I give my students or my customers online, I give them a set of instructions to do the writing. So I'm going to be filling this actually, just so you get an idea of how it works. And I have the instructions here. Okay, so this is a cultural magazine is running a series on the educational values, blah, blah, blah. So students basically have to write a review, okay, in this number of words and an appropriate style. Okay, so these are the instructions that I give the students. Then in this case, the heading would be that, okay, the title for let's say that this is what the student has written, and this is the content of the student's review, right? So this is what the students fill in, and then they just hit submit, and that triggers the whole workflow. And what's happening now is the following. Okay, first of all, we have the Paperform webhook integration with Pabbly. Okay, so you just copy this webhook into Paperform. Okay, let me just log into my Paperform account so you see where exactly you need to type it. And there. Okay, so you just go into after submissions, integrations, webhooks, and paste the webhook there. Right? It integrates really well with Paperform, to be honest. After that, I have the 2 steps for OpenAI. Okay, and in order to do this properly, what you need to do is create a prompt for OpenAI or ChatGPT or whatever that is really detailed, so it does exactly what you need it to do. Okay, so that's what I've done here, and I could have gone even into more detail, but I think this is enough for this demo. So once you're here, you choose OpenAI in the action event, choose ChatGPT. Okay, don't choose the advanced one because it doesn't have GPT-4 just 3.5, and I'd rather use GPT-4 even if it's a bit more expensive. And then this is the prompt. Okay, so in the prompt, I'm including the agent. Okay, so what I need, or the kind of character that OpenAI needs to portray. In this case, is an English language teacher specialized in blah, blah, blah. And here, when you mark any text, you always use the assessment scales below. Okay, so I've referenced some sections that I've included below. And provide relevant feedback for students to learn, blah, blah, blah. You will now analyze and assess and provide feedback on students' piece of writing. Okay, so that's referencing another section there. Here, I've provided the instructions. Okay, the instructions that the student has submitted via this form. Okay, so that would be the instructions there. I provided the title and the content. So basically these three fields. Okay, so that's to give, included in the prompt, to give the artificial intelligence the context of and the content as well of what it needs to analyze. Then I've told the AI how I want it to structure the feedback, and these are the basic instructions. Okay, and I've in this kind of task, we always tend to use these four criteria. Okay, well, it's four criteria sections: content, communicative achievement, organization, and language. And I've provided the assessment scales for each of those criteria. Content, 5 bands. Okay, I have described the bands here. Communicative achievement, 5 bands as well. Organization and language. Okay, and then so the OpenAI will basically analyze the text that the student has provided, and it will provide feedback based or using these guidelines. Okay, so the structure is always the same. Then I want the AI to provide some tips. So basically, I've duplicated this step, and in the prompt, this is much simpler. So I've chosen based on your own feedback, which I've included there. Give the student up to 5 tips to improve their writing. That's it. Okay, so this feedback will depend on the feedback that the AI has generated with the previous step. Then what I've done is I've created a Google slide here. Very simple. Okay, you should include your own logo and other stuff, but for this case, I've just created this. Okay, so we have the first page, which is the writing assessment, the main title, and here I'm going to include the content that the student has provided. Okay, the title and the main content of the review. On the second page, I'm going to have my comments. Well, not my comments. Well, they'll think they're my comments, but they're actually the AI's comments. And here is where the tips will go. So basically, on this page, we'll see, wait a second, we'll see this feedback, okay? And on this page, we'll see the second set of feedback, okay? The second round, the tips. So with the app Google Slides inside Pabbly Connect, I've chosen the action create a presentation from template. I've chosen the template here. And the title of the new presentation will be the name of the student, writing C2, because this writing is at level C2. This task is for C2. And then, sorry about that, that's my phone. And then the date, okay, as I want to know the exact date and time that the student has submitted this. This is provided automatically by Paperform, so you just map it here in the title. I've decided to include it in a folder called Students' Writings, which is inside here. Okay, so this is the template. This is the folder where the new files will be included. And then what I've done is send an email. Okay, I've created this step to send an email to the student. Okay, so we map the email address there. We include the sender name, an email subject, reply to. We don't really need this if the email is the same, but I like to include it just in case. And then a simple message. But the cool thing here, and this is how we can save a step, the sharing file step with someone. I've included this link, okay, and the presentation ID just there, and then this suffix, okay, which basically makes the link take to a PDF file of the presentation itself. You don't need to share the presentation. You just, if you have the link up to the presentation and you include export format PDF, it basically exports it automatically. It creates a download link that downloads the presentation in PDF. All right. So we already submitted the form before with, I'll remind you, with this content, which is quite poor. Okay, I've written here, very bad. Okay, this is sample A, and it's very bad. It's not up to the level. And let's see if I've received the email already. And there it is. Okay, feedback on your writing submission. All right, I'll just make this. Okay, feedback on your writing submission. Dear student, thank you very much for your writing submission. Please find your feedback report in the following link. So if we click on that link, we get the file downloaded here, and let's see how it looks like. So as I said, first page is the student's submission, okay, title and content. Second page is my comments, okay. So it says you've written an engaging description of your experience, alongside that, however, you've strayed far away from the given task, which asked you to write a film review and explain how it educated about a specific historical period. Accuracy in following given instructions is critical to effective writing. And then it gives band 1 to 5, 1 out of 5, sorry, band 1 out of 5 for communicative achievement, organization, band 3 out of 5, and band 2 out of 5. So it's doing quite a good job of analyzing the content, which is, as I said earlier, quite poor for this level of writing. And here we have some tips that the OpenAI has created for us. Okay, always stick to the task. Make sure you fully understand and follow. Appropriate format. The style, tone, and structure of writing should be suitable for its purpose. Proofread your work. Develop your vocabulary and grammar practice. Understanding and correctly using grammar can be significantly improved. Blah blah blah. I could make maybe the prompt. I could make it better so these tips are more adapted to the content that the student has provided. But for the demo, I think this is enough. Okay, so you get an idea of what you can do with OpenAI, Google Slides, and Pabbly Connect. And now let's try with a different example. Okay, let's see. Let's go to form again, and I'm going to try with this. Okay, so this is a restaurant review, okay, of a small local restaurant or something like that. So instructions there. This is the title that the student has given the review, and this is the content of the review. As you can see at first sight, this is a much better review and much better example. So let's see what the AI thinks of this and how it performs it. Let's write my name there again. Well, this would be the student's name. And let's go. Okay, so we can wait 1 minute or so. It shouldn't take longer. And I'm going to show you, in the meantime, the cost of this, or not the exact cost. I'm not sure exactly how to assess that. But this is, I've been doing some tests today for this demo. And so far using GPT-4, and I must have submitted maybe like 5 or 6 forms, something like that. Maybe even more, maybe 8 or 10. And so far the cost is $0.72. So 72 cents. I mean, this is nothing. If you charge for providing feedback, okay, I could easily charge 20 euros, well, $20, $25, $30 for a correction like this. And this is costing me cents, literally, okay, not even $1. And this is more than one submission. As I said, maybe around 8 or 9 submissions that I've done during testing. Just imagine how the profit margin here. So let's go back to my email and see if we've got a new email here. Not yet, so it's taken a bit longer than before, but as I said, it's really quick. And also remember that ideally you shouldn't be providing this feedback immediately to students. You should be creating a delay, maybe even a random delay of between like 5 and 24 hours, so it's not very suspicious. But students won't care all that much. Anyway, here we have the email now. We download the document. And let's see, okay, here we have the student submission. And here we have, as I said, it was a very good example. So we have the appropriate feedback here. Okay, so for every criteria, we have a 5 out of 5. Okay, and let's just take a look at some of the comments here. You did an excellent job using stylistic elements of a restaurant review to communicate complex ideas. The use of figurative language, appealing imagery, and specific examples is highly effective and compelling. I'm impressed with your submission. Your review of the restaurant Whisked Away is vivid and the details are compelling. You smoothly introduce the restaurant. I mean, this is great. This is fantastic, seriously. And then some tips. Given the high degree of proficiency demonstrated in the student's submitted work, it is rather challenging to determine any area of improvement. However, in the spirit of continuous learning, here are a few suggestions. So I don't like this. but this is my own fault, okay? Because it says the students. So what I should do here now is, I want the document to seem written by me entirely and addressed to the student. So something I did here is this. Here. You must always. Oh, this is a typo there. Here. Your feedback is addressed to the student, so you address them in the second person. You, your piece of writing. Okay, so I should copy that into the next step. Just there. And that will ensure that we don't find things like referring to the student in the third person. All right. And I'll just save that. And there we go. Okay, so now we've created an awesome workflow, really profitable if you know how to sell it, with only 5 steps in Pabbly Connect. This is really simple. If you know me, you know I'm not techie at all. But once you dive in, and once you dive into Pabbly and a bit of webhooks and stuff like that, it's really easy to set up. And interesting as well would be to know how many steps this has taken. Okay, and that's 5 steps, just 5 tasks. Okay, and 1 free task actually. So it's not going to consume much quota from your allotment in Pabbly Connect. All right. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope you guys liked this automation and the ideas that you can get from this. And hopefully I'll see you in a different automation event. All right. Bye-bye.